Okay, so we start off with inward, goes all the way through to the other shoulder, backhand hits, goes all the way out, and the right hand hits, retracts under. Left hand does the same. So it's a lob tick, goes all the way through to your shoulder, lob tick, goes all the way through to your shoulder, and then with tick, the chambers underneath. So the basic pattern for inward, backhand is high inward, high backhand, backhand and under, left hand side, inward, backhand, backhand and under. Okay? So the next version of that, the most common would be standard. So you go high, low, high. Sometimes referred to as heaven and earth. High, low, high. Now it doesn't actually have to be real low. I can actually just be aiming at his hand. But for training, we go ahead and aim lower. High, low, high, high, low, high. The last version would be earth sticks, where all the sticks are pointed at earth. Now, one of the problems with this is that most people will bend over at the waist and expose their head. What you want to do is you actually want to squat on your knees and turn and keep your head back out of the way. So this would be earth, where all strikes are aimed at earth. Okay, so we go heaven, 6, and then standard, and then earth. So those are the basic inward, backhand, 6-count families, or 6-count patterns. So now we're going to go into prefixing. Prefixing is I take the first stroke of that and I turn it into any striking combination that I know. The reason is that when he gives me an angle 1, I go like this hand is already here, so it can just go ahead and throw its combination. Where if I went to go like this hand's way away. So it doesn't make much sense to bring the far stick back. To use the JKD analogy, closest weapon to closest target. So when I get my block, this hand's already here, so it goes bam. So then once I get both hands in the game, that's different. But right off my initial shot, if my left hand is closer, my left hand does its combination. If my right hand is closer, my right hand does its combination. Okay, so that's why you would prefix, or break down, for that matter, break down any of the beats in the 6-count families, because that can happen at any point. So to start off with, we'll start with downward figure 8. That'll be the first motion of our prefixing, or the first prefix. So we start angle 1, or number 1 of the strike is actually a 3-count downward figure 8. 2, 3. Chambers. Then the right hand goes high, left hand goes high and under. Now we're back to the left hand. The first forehand is actually 3 strikes now. 1, 2, 3, and then backhand, backhand under. So the forehand is the prefix. Down 1, down 2, down 3, low, then the backhand here, and then we tick and hit under. Again, downward figure 8, 1, 2, 3, we tick, and it's like so. So let's do the first, again, let's just run through it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So that's the first motion. The next prefix we'll use is a tick. We'll use one from each family. We'll go high with tick, high horizontal with tick. Which brings me to a problem that most people do in double stick. One is that they hit, when they're doing heaven 6, they do it up here. Because they don't want to hit each other's hands, so they're aiming up here like they're aiming at a giant, because they don't want to hit each other in the hand. But you actually should aim at your partner's head, if that's what you would be hitting at. So you want to aim at the target. So you don't want to be up there. So the same thing with your prefixes. You don't want to be reaching up there. So high with tick, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's just a high horizontal with tick. Okay? So again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now the next family would be a redondo family, which is a circular family. But rather than just do a single redondo, we're going to show you how these can apply into any striking combination you know. We use the 4-count Kawaiian. So starting in this basic chamber position, we're going to go down the 1, down the 2, up the 2, then redondo, and that takes us all the way through. Backhand, backhand, under. Same thing. Down the 1, down the 2, up the 2, redondo, and then backhand, backhand. So our 4-count is 1, 2, 3, 4 chambers to this side. That was our first beat. Second, third. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, backhand, backhand, under. Okay, so we put that together. And this is how they all start to flow together. So when one hand has the lead, it goes in and takes over. You don't have to wait to bring the other one back into the game. If it's closer, it just goes ahead and does its thing until the other hand can get there and support it. That's the idea behind adding prefixes. Okay, now we're going to go into some broader freestyle, and we're going to combine those elements together. So there'll be some hoobid, there'll be some thrusting, there'll be some slashing, be blocking with the right hand, blocking with the left hand, hitting with the right hand, hitting with the left hand. So this is the freestyle version. Of course, anytime you freestyle a drill, it messes up the flow and makes it look more awkward, more choppy. There's always half beats and mistakes and stuff like that. But if you're not doing those things, you're not training hard enough. So if you're blocking every single strike, then you need to pick up the pace. Okay, so we're just going to go into freestyle sombrata. Okay. And that's a little bit of freestyle. Okay, now we're going to go into sombrata, mixed freestyle. So now right hand and left hand can be hitting, right hand and left hand can be blocking. They can go from long range to close range, whatever they want. Okay, there are a series of double stick drills called mojaras, and they're normally named after saints. This one is San Miguel. And it's a combination of putting these all together. Your striking combinations are in flow, but as you're running. So the mojara actually means to encircle. And so people do this a couple different ways. One are they called running attacks, where one person is running forward, the other one is running back. The person is spinning to assess the view of the crowd around him or the field around him. So it may look a little odd here until we get to the multi-man fighting, but for right now, this guy's going to be running doing the drill. So we'll start off with the mojara running. Okay, so as Guro Josh starts off, it starts off with inward, backhand, inward, goes to heaven 3, then triple ortobus, and then back to the pattern. Okay, guys, that's good. Come on back. Okay, now as we look at that pattern, it would just repeat. Now, my gym, even though it's 50 feet long, is only enough room for one revolution, or one side. So they're really not going to get to do the right-hand side, then the left-hand side, which would be the whole revolution for the drill. So they're just going to do the right-hand side as they walk through the drill. Let's do it again. So it's inward, backhand, inward, heaven 3, and triple ortobus. Good, good, break. Okay, so that starts the idea of the running attack. So the triple ortobus means backhand, or back fist, or backwards. So as we go to the backhand, the first backhand comes over the head, like a backhand, backhand, backhand. The second one goes low, and then he spins with the third one. That spin is when he would assess the range. Okay, now I'm going to let them run, and let them run through. Again, they won't be able to complete both sets.